everyone, and welcome to Rob's Rogues. And today we're taking a look at Robin from Teen Titans Go, my favorite cartoon show. Okay, well, not really. Yes, it's sad that Teen Titans Go replaced Young Justice. Still being a Robin fan, I knew if there was going to be any Robin-type toys or action figures to come out from the cartoon show, of course I was going to pick them up. I would much rather be buying Young Justice Robin figures, like a Tim Drake Robin. We were probably this close to a Tim Drake Young Justice Robin figure. But I digress. But nonetheless, I saw this in Toys R Us, and we were walking through the toy aisle like I normally end up doing, and my wife's like, okay, you know, she's humoring me. She saw Robin, and she's just pointing. She's like, go ahead. And I didn't even really notice it. And I saw these. These are their middle line figures. They have figures that are a little bit bigger. I'll show you the size once we get them out of package, but he's roughly about 5 inches or so. Got my handy dandy ruler here, so just in package. He's pushing closer to 6 inches. He's actually probably about 5.5. They do have like a 7-inch line of figures, and I saw the 7-inch Cyborg, but there were no other heroes there. Only just Cyborg and Robin in this 5-inch line, 5.5-inch line. But this is going to be the only figure that I'm going to pick up from the line because, you know, it's Robin, and, you know, I had to pick up a Robin figure. You can kind of see how big his hair is here. We'll get a better look. There's not much to the box art on here. The only little read up here, it says Robin is a slightly power mad perfectionist leader of the group whose main complaint is that the other Titans just won't do what he says. I haven't watched any of the Teen Titans Go. I saw the shorts that were running along with Young Justice, and I kind of feared, like, oh great, we're going to go back to Teen Titans. And I wasn't even a real fan of the Teen Titans cartoon show. I had watched some of them with its first incarnation. I think it's kind of funny here. It says, with removable bow staff. We'll kind of get a better look, but you see how tiny his hands are there, and the diameter of the bow staff. We'll see what kind of a pain it is to put in there. So not much really to go over. The package is, I mean, really kind of big. An awful lot of plastic is used here. Again, it's just for the part in his hair. So I would have thought you could have turned his head sideways or something to save on some plastic, but hey, I'm not the one making these. This is manufactured, I forgot to look at that. It's manufactured by Jazwares.com, and I do have my original Teen Titans figure. This is the 10-inch, and this is made by Bandai. If I can get it into frame here. There's Bandai. We'll take a look at it. This one I've decided to keep mint on card. I've seen this Robin go as high as $80. So normally I'm not a mint on card collector, but this is one of the only ones that I saw, and I actually picked this up for $6 discounted at Walmart back when it originally came out. But that's not why we're here. We'll get this Robin out of package, and we'll kind of do some height and size scale comparisons when we get back, and we'll take a look at the Teen Titans Go Robin figure. 1 second, guys. Okay, all I can say is very interesting. This is an interesting, odd little figure. Granted, he's disproportionate all over to represent the cartoon style. And I get that. Look at the head on that. That's like Sputnik. Sorry, I made an axe murderer there. I love, if you can kind of see it there, the glossiness or the oil that's on the cape. I'm just kind of smearing that all around. So I'm always kind of curious why there's that oil film, but I'll have to try and get that off. The more I'm playing with it, the more it's kind of coming off, but I'm also spreading it around. A cute little figure. His articulation is weird. Weird's the only thing I could say. The staff is really rubbery-ish, and you really kind of have to spread his hands apart, but it's really kind of bendy, so it's not going to be something stiff that he's going to hold. I mean, I thought it looked kind of bent in packaging, but I think that's just the material that this thing is made out of. So because of that, he can squeeze it to get it inside his hands. And I keep trying to do it here. I'm Going to ruin part of the articulation surprise here. But really have to force it. It works better in this one hand. I think the staff is just made too big. So, since I was talking about articulation, this is where it gets weird. So, kind of see that I'm messing with him right here. His head, let's back this up just a little bit and get my camera lens so I can see what I'm doing here. Here we go, that's better. Now, you would think, as big as a melon as this boy has, his head would turn. You would think that, right? I'm sorry, you guessed wrong. His head does not turn. Oh, okay, I'm wrong. It was just really stiff. I got it out of package, and I'm like, his head won't move. So, okay, his head does move. Okay, I'll give him that. I was going to be really disappointed that his head didn't move, so I guess that's one thing. Having the bow staff, I instantly wanted to turn his hand, or his wrist. I don't know my body parts today for whatever reason. His shoulder, wrist here, hand here, shoulder, Rob. I wanted to move his shoulder up in the air. You can't. He bends at the elbow. And I thought, it would be kind of cool to turn his wrist here to get him to hold. Well, no, he really can't. But he can swivel at the elbow. So I thought that was kind of weird. Initially, I was like, okay, the head won't turn, and then the only movement you get is the elbow bending up and down, and then swiveling left and right. So now that the head can move, I'm okay with that. There is not a waist turn, pivot, crunch, or anything. His legs, get behind his little tiny cape here, Red Riding Hood cape. His legs don't go forward and back, but they go in and out. So, I'm trying to move here now. They do not want to move forward and back. It kind of, get it in frame here, it kind of rocks a little bit. Now, here's the odd thing in the articulation. He can bend at the knee backwards, but he can also bend at the knee kind of forwards too. And that's probably to support his large head. He's back heavy with his melon, so he kind of wants to tip over, so they kind of hyperextended his legs a little bit, so you can see he's already kind of wanting to lean one way, so you can kind of bend and pivot a little bit to make him stand. Now he stands pretty good here. If I get his legs too straight, he does want to topple backwards. It's a cute little figure. Am I going to get any more from the line? No, I am not. If I saw the 7-inch Robin, I might get him. I have one from the line I think is cute. Being a Robin fan, my wife's like, oh, that's kind of cute, you know. You can set them on top of your computer with some of my other Robin figures. Now, what I want to do here, let's see if good old Robin can stand. Let's bring in a DCUC Robin figure so you can kind of see the size that we're dealing with. So there's the size of the Tim Drake 2-pack Walmart exclusive. So that kind of shows you the size. Tim is a little bit shorter, so he's in the 6-inch scale. And this Robin is just a tad bit shorter. Probably in the view from this camera, it quite doesn't look like that, but he is just a touch bit smaller. He's a cute little figure. He was $9.99, which I thought was a tad bit pricey, but the prices of action figures are just going through the roof. When the show initially started, I saw that there were going to be a line of figures, but I never saw them at all. And the show's probably been on air, 4 or 5 months, and it was just right around Thanksgiving that I finally saw 2 of the figures from a line there. I'm not going to pay really any more attention to this line at all. I have no need to collect any of the other figures. Just trying to be a Robin action figure collector primarily. If there was a Batman in this line, then I probably would just have a Batman to go with the Robin. But he's going to stand proudly with my other Robin action figures and just be that little funny one that people probably look at and go, whoa, look at the oversized head. So this has been a short little review, but today we've been taking a look at the Jazwares Teen Titans Go 5.5-inch action figure. And as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues and the Batman Universe signing off saying we will see you guys next time.